back as well. And yeah, internet back online now. And hopefully we'll be streaming live in a second.
And while we're waiting for the Silent Wings to come back up and the visuals to come back on, we've got another bit of information from our eye in the sky. They've got some cumulus clouds now around about 2,300 meters in the area of Blanco, and it's looking a little bit more positive to get from the lower mountains to the south back up into the north. So they when we come back online, we should see them in a slightly better situation than before.
It takes us about 5 or 10 minutes to get everything connected, and it's coming back again, slowly but surely.
Consuming more power than the grid can provide, and it's the second time today that there's been a power outage on the airfield, and let's just hope it can hang on now until the end of the race. Benji's working, his fingers are flashing around on the keyboard there, trying to get back all the graphics and get the picture back so we can catch up.
Right, it looks like we're coming back online again now, and we've lost some of the quality in the scenery, but we'll do what we can to get that back. Meanwhile, the group have come back together. Looks like René Vidal is out in front, Didier slightly higher and to the right. Yankee is Giorgio Galetto, a little lower, and 3 Victor Thilo and Thomas Gostner in there. Sebastian Kawa not too far away. If you've just got a spinning disc in the middle of your screen, just give it a reload, and hopefully you'll be back with us.
Yeah, you need to move your timing cursor fully to the right in order to catch up with real time, and it's slowly coming back online on YouTube. We're beginning to get some action here now. It's interesting to see that actually not that much has changed, Sean. There's still, the altitudes are still very similar.
Yeah, René Vidal out in front, just under 1,400 meters, and Giorgio Galetto 1,385 meters just behind. Echo Juliet Bostian a little higher and further to the right. Yeah, we're just trying to work on the scenery. I'm guessing we probably need some internet to download the scenery to get a better image. What we're going to do to see if we can get the scenery back is we're just going to restart the screen, but we'll keep talking. René Vidal out in front, Giorgio Galetto just behind him. In there was also Thilo. Bostian took a turn to the right, a little higher, and
good afternoon and welcome to the Southland Grand Prix here on
Didier
day 8.
wasn't too far away either.
Yeah, they're still the same group. They're still the same group progressing along. They're approaching San Ramon, which is adjacent to the airfield. Now they have the problem to get high. The terrain ahead of them is 2,000 to 2,500 meters, and they've got to find a way of getting over that onto the ridges of the Espanolas, and that could be a little bit tricky. When you come back, you'll see that they're just climbing now on San Ramon with the same group, René and Sebastian Kawa and Thomas Gostner and Sebastian. They are all together and they're still making it. It's really beginning to look like it's hotting up a little bit now.
Right, we're now back, and we've got a message that we just need to reload what's happening on the front of the website. But we know the YouTube channel is working, so if you're listening to us, just switch back to the video channel. Okay, so the group now climbing at around 1,500 meters, Didier just pushed on a little bit ahead. Thilo seen him and moving on. Werner Arman, Giorgio Galetto, Thomas Gostner, Sebastian Cava and René Vidal together in this group. Mario a little higher on the right. Shinta Zub coming in a little higher too on the right hand side.
Today, when before they started, some pilots asked me, what will you do on the way back to the north from San Ramon? Well, and I said, well, it depends on the altitude you get right here. So if you can climb to something like 2,200, then you can go straight to the north area of Manquehue. And if not, you will probably have to fly over the club and climb at Manquehue. I think that is what is going to happen now. They are very low, meaning they will need to come just over the club and climb at Manquehue as if they were starting from the Manquehue going north.
How much further they got to run up this ridge before they leave to cross the valley?
If you arrive at the club at 1200, or you go over the club at 1300 to get to the ridge at 1200, it will be enough.
Oh, we got Alex again, our eye in the sky. Alex, tell us what's happening with the weather.
Hi. Well, you have been seeing that these guys are having a hard time running the ridge, and basically it's because it has been very weak. They're just very tiny, very tight thermals that are really hard to circle. It's very interrupted, very rough, so it's hard to climb in a circle. Figure of eights work on the ridge a little bit, but it's hard to race and actually keep your altitude. The valley is very misty. We have a visibility of about 10 kilometers, not more than that. And the wind is weak. Right now, we are actually don't have any wind in the middle of the valley on top of Santiago at 1,700 meters. So it's a tough race, and it's warm, it's damp. We can actually see the birds sitting on the ground on the rocks. Birds are not flying, and that's not a good sign.
Thank you very much indeed, Alex, for the update. We'll give you a shout a little later on as we get a bit further up this leg of 117 kilometers up towards the Rio Blanco. Competitors now fairly close together. Difference in height though, with Mario out in front, just looking to see his altitude in India. He's 1,700 meters, and the group behind, Sebastian Nagel, pretty much at the top of the pile at 1,900 meters.
Well, look here, what is happening is interesting, because if you get high enough here, you can skip coming to the club and going a lot to the west. So you can then go straight to what we call Potreros area. So if they keep climbing, it can make a difference. Instead of going to the green line you see there, you will be able to go more to the right, to the area of the last turn point, what we call 3K, and keep going straight to the climbing area to then pick the Españoles again. So from where the guys are here, there are two routes. One is keeping here and then jumping to what the Manquehue here, and then going this area
up to the laboratory.
But what I think Sebastian is trying to do, he's Sebastian Nagel, I mean, he's climbing here so he can go straight along this ridge and then go straight to this area, and even if he's high enough, he can make this route here. He will probably not be high enough to take this ridge and keep going, but maybe to make it this way and climb here what we call Laboratorio. So here there are, you just see the first one going to the left, probably taking the route, the first route I draw.
So that's
Didier
Mario
and
Kiesling.
Mario, yes.
Yeah, they'll come and climb behind the club here
Yeah.
on the Mancoe.
And as you see, Sebastian is still climbing. Yes, they're coming.
That's Sebastian Nagel, not Sebastian Kahler.
180. Yes, they might be high enough to not get to Manquehue directly, but they will have to go where you see the turn point there.
Looks like René's left. Just looking at his altitude, 1,446 meters.
Yeah, he's not high enough to keep going to the north, so he will be He will be coming to the club, and I mean to Manquehue area. You see, for sure he's coming to the Manquehue area, and who might skip this is Sebastian Nagel. If he keeps climbing, he can make it straight to the north area of Potreros or what we call laboratory. So
we have
he's
a
coming already.
Question for you, Carlos. Why are they not going more to the east, up the valley, to gain some height before crossing?
I think there's not much lift today, not higher thermals. I think they are getting all they can, and from the place where they are now, it's useless to go to the right or keep going on the ridges, because they you see long gaps between the ridges. So, and also the lift there is not very good. So you will end at the same area climbing than if you go straight.
Okay.
So it's faster if you go straight, make less distance, and you will arrive there at the same altitude. So that was what René is doing. He knows it's useless to keep climbing and go on the east side to the right now, and he's going directly to over the club and to Manquehue area.
And Carlos, will he be able to climb on the Manquehue side, the airfield side of Manquehue? Because normally you're on the other side to climb, and he's going to be below the top when he arrives.
Yes, actually it's not the Manquehue mountain what he's aiming for. He's probably aiming to the first ridge on the east side, going through the turn point or something. You see, he's going to the first ridge on the right. If he's high enough, meaning you need 1,200 meters to get over the ridge where the green line is. I don't think he will have the 1,200, but it depends on the lift he gets just before getting to the ridge. With the south wind, you see Didier is there with 1,300.
And
almost
Mario's
at
now climbing.
Ridge altitude. So I think René is coming a little lower, but he will find some lift before getting to the ridge. Maybe he will be able to get over the ridge. Getting over the ridge makes all the difference.
Yeah, we saw Didier there. He arrived below the top, and he had to fly until the ridge got lower, so he can slide back onto the correct side, where he's going to find the good convective air. And René's going to find it quite difficult to do that. He looks like he's just a little bit low for that.
Yes, I think he's lower than the ridge. So what he will do now is keep going to the west, to what we see at the left. He will end at the left part of the screen, using the ridge from the left and then getting over the ridge. We do this when we are low. The left part of the ridge is also good.
Yeah, the area just being pointed out here.
Yeah,
that bit there.
A little bit more to the left, you will see that he will get some good climb there, then get over the ridge. But he will lose here 1 minute or maybe 2 minutes doing this, because you can see Didier's already climbing 2 meters or more. So he will have to use the ridge first and then get the thermal.
It's probably worth just talking about Mario, who got there first and a little higher. He was able to core a thermal almost straight away, being on the right side of the ridge, and has pulled up a couple of 100 meters 300 meters now over the top of Didier.
Yeah, so Rene is now thinking maybe I should have stayed in the last thermal for 100 meters more, because it will make a little difference here now.
And it's about to get busy here.
There's
Yeah, for sure.
everybody else
can you,
streaming across the valley now.
Can you show? Well, they are coming to. No one was high enough to go straight. They are all coming. You see, to Manquehue, but these guys, they are going straight to Manquehue, or maybe straight to the thermal that Didier is climbing now, and then going to the north.
Yeah, I just see that we've got a black screen. We're all okay here. We've got a problem with the stream again. We're just going to check that for you and see if we can't bring that back online. Meanwhile, Mario is leaving his climb now. Didier is still climbing 2 meters. Just getting the stream back. Sorry about the problems we're having today. We'll keep talking and letting you know what's going on. Mario flying now north. Didier still climbing. Echo Juliet coming into the climb with Krimmel. With Whiskey Golf. Alpha Tango Rene a little bit further down the ridge. Just trying to make his way onto the west side. Still working on getting you the pictures back. Not quite sure what happens, but as I say, we'll keep telling you what's going on. So Echo Juliet, Didier in DID, and Sebastian Nagel with Werner Arman climbing together still. A little further down the ridge, we've got René Vidal now climbing at 2 meters. Didier now leaving the climb and heading a little bit further east along the ridge, hoping to find a better climb. Just working on what happens. We're just going to reconnect for you. Still bear with us. Carlos, from this area behind the Manquehue, they'll be heading up towards the laboratory.
Yes, well, this is like the flight start when you release at the Manquehue area. You go through Manquehue to what we call Potreros area. Potrero is field in Spanish. And then Eagle Rock area or laboratory. And I guess at this time it might be completely covered there. So maybe it's cold, and I'm not sure if they will get much lift on the Potreros area. Look what Sebastian did. He just kept the Manquehue area. He's going straight.
For those of you still watching in black and white, what Sebastian did was manage to make a straight flight from the ridge, missing the Manquehue, and he's now joining up with Didier and Bostian, who are on their way to the laboratory. The guys here still working on getting the video back to you, but we understand audio is coming through. Didier now stopping on the way to the laboratory. Looks like he's got a climb of a couple of meters. Echo, Juliet, Bostian and Sebastian just coming in underneath. We're just changing the resolution of what we're sending out. Lots of people scratching their heads at the moment, but we understand the sound is still there, so it is truly Radio Sean and Carlos from Chile.
Yeah.
So Didier now at 1700 meters. Krimmel, Sebastian Nagel just coming to join this group at 1584 meters.
So what is happening now is the two pilots leading the overall, they are joining almost at the same altitude and in front of the race. So this will be interesting.
Indeed it will. What we can't see though is where Rene is, but we know that Werner Armand's coming to join this group. It's Didier Bostian, Sebastian Coe and Sebastian Nagel. So the 5 of them together. We're still working on getting the graphics back to you. Not quite sure what went wrong. I think it's a resolution problem, but they're just trying to sort that out.
Well, of course, anybody who's ever watched American football, sure, would be quite used to long commercial breaks. It's just a shame we don't have any adverts to put in the slot, but maybe it's a good chance, a good time to go and make a cup of tea if you're English, or open another bottle of beer if you're not.
Or Chilean wine, or better still, go to the Sailplane Grand Prix website and order yourself a T-shirt.
That's even better, yeah.
Just working on the visuals. Just to keep you up to date, Didier, Bostian, Arman and Sebastian Nagel and Sebastian Coe all climbing together in a leading group. They're now up to 1,700 meters. And looks like we've got the stream back, or part of it, and just waiting to see whether we can get the visuals back. This climb carries on, and Didier up to now 1,900 meters. Sebastian Nagel at 1,770 meters.
What is happening now is that after, I don't know, something like 100 or more kilometers, they are all joining the same
all
thermal.
Back together. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the fantastic things about Grand Prix racing is it is just so close.
Yes.
That we've during the racing we've seen here finish with 5 pilots within 4 seconds. Not being able to split people. Yesterday, 2 competitors 3 seconds apart, and after penalties, they ended up 1 second apart. During that that climb, Didier got to the top and has just left. We're just restarting the system here, so we're blind as well for the moment. So, Carlos, we were expecting you to be in this competition, and you're sat next to me, so tell us what happened.
Well,